Circumstances.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
But
There's
when
more
are you?
things. That
Cookie's
thing's
lost it.
gigantic. Run!
Interesting summary.
There were really at this point like 90 or more enemies on the map,
Yeah.
And then there was the
and somehow
That was
we
big bomb.
rescued Ryu. How
Yeah,
did we do
somehow.
that?
That is a
I've
great
given up.
question.
So, did you all die? Did you all survive? You have any
all
idea what's
survived.
going on?
Survived. Yanovan destroyed a whole ton of them.
The answer to that is indeterminate.
We are still alive at the moment. Potentially not.
We are also still cut off from all hope.
And
Yeah.
It's probably not as bad as it looks, but I only know that because I metagame a little. It looks pretty bad. That's why Cookie has pretty much lost it. I don't know that he's a big fan of adventuring anymore.
Fair enough.
I mean, that trip down into the depths of evil was bad, but you know, we stayed together and fought off wave after wave after wave of enemies. But this, no.
This was horrid.
This is a clash of titans around us.
So if we can figure out how to not make any noise, maybe we're okay.
That's the goal.
Lights a firecracker.
I would say let's just float off the ground, but you know that's probably not going to work.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
had
you'd
some
be the one that has
ranged
to do that.
attacks. No?
Well, floating to not make noise.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'll be right back real quick.
What's the CR of an earth elemental?
You don't know.
Are there any CR 6s or 5s?
There may be. Why?
I was just wondering whether or not in concept the polymorph spell could turn you into an earth elemental at our level.
You could try. And I say that because I don't believe that Cookie is very familiar with these sort of creatures and would know whether that is within the means of the magic necessarily or not.
Yeah. He would kind of believe that almost anything's within the means of magic. It just gets riskier the more you go. If he ever came across a really, really big pool of magic, I don't know what would happen.
He would kill everyone.
Oh.
Sorry for the feedback. I don't have my headset.
Welcome, Rio.
Yeah, sorry. Still eating dinner, so I won't be able to play much, but Rio would like to cast the fly spell.
Did you regain your spells? Because I thought you said you were out of them.
I recovered one spell using the rod of the Pact Keeper.
Yeah, he used a
What did you say, Cookie?
Okay, he used a Rod of the Pact Keeper to recover a spell slot as an action, and then he wants to cast Fly.
So basically, once we're out of fray, he wants to levitate above the ground to not cause more noise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got that.
Not only
Well, assuming that it works, I'm then going to start flying in a direction, but I need to know because there was some statement about air-based magic not necessarily working.
It works-ish.
Is the air difficult terrain?
It's probably a close approximation of how you could potentially see it.
Okay, well, she'll stay about 5 feet above the ground, give or take.
Wow.
She could fly for probably 30 seconds back the way we came. Not enough to be at the combat area, but enough to make sure no one's following us. She'll say that. I'm going to check that no one's following us before flying down that way. After about 20 to 30 seconds, she's going to, stop, turn around, and fly back to the group. Obviously, she's looking. Can someone else roll a wisdom check for me, just as 0, the d20?
So you want to ensure that we're followed.
Well, I'm assuming that fly hopefully doesn't get us detected. And I have Devil's Sight, so I should be able to see if there's anything like not underground, if there's anything visible.
So you're trying to just go back to that area and see if there's anything currently there?
Not all the way back, just back. I don't know how far we actually got away from the battle. You said it was long enough that we couldn't really hear the fighting. So I'm assuming that flying for 20 or 30 seconds backwards, being that air is a difficult terrain or whatever, wouldn't actually get all the way back to where the fight was. I just want to make sure there's no one right on our heels.
That was 10 on die.
So that's a 10 perception. Again, Devil's Sight. Then as soon as I get back far enough that I feel like there's no one following us, I'll come back and fly back to the group.
Our DM has gone silent.
I was going to say, the silence, should I assume that there was nothing that happened, or from the silence, should I assume that something horrible happened?
Somewhere in between the two. A little bit of both. You do hear and see some combat in the distance still, but nothing directly on top of you.
Then I'll go back. I will give the quick report, but it seems like it's probably similar to the place it was before. So going to say that, and then I'm going to scout ahead. I'm going to fly several minutes forward. Let's say 3.5 minutes forward. And then at that point, if I see anything or anything else happens, let me know.
Let's all move towards the direction he went at a stealth pace. So everyone roll stealth and then move.
Baden will
straight.
stay in the front in the dim light.
And assuming I didn't find anything or didn't run into anything, nothing interesting happened, I'm going to turn around and fly back to the group and then levitate until the spell runs out and then continue to sneak. And unfortunately, I have to get off for a bit for food-wise, so I'll be back a little bit later.
How far did Rio say she wanted to scout out? My headset decided it needed to run out of battery and die right then.
1 second.
Sorry, 3.5 forward flying and then fly right back to the group.
A couple of minutes.
It should be, several minutes. It should be a 10-minute spell, but I'd want to come back a little bit before it ends, just in case something weird happens.
He said 3.5 minutes forward and then returning.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
It's about 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Anything particular you're looking for, or just to see if there's foes in the area?
Foes or bridges or whatever.
I couldn't quite make that out. Do one of you?
Just anything.
Anything. Sorry.
Okay.
Did everyone roll stealth?
8.
Cleoc stealth is 17.
15.
Baden stealth in the front is, I can't do math, above 20. 24. Yeah.
Okay.
13 on the other.
Go ahead and throw in chat your stealth checks.
Which
What?
chat?
Either one is fine. It looks like everyone's using Discord, which is fine. I need to quickly go take care of something, and then we'll progress. Feel free to plot your strategies moving forward, and I will be back to describe what happens in just a couple minutes.
All right. Strategy planning. A. Don't
Don't
die.
die.
I'm at 10 hit points, so another engagement is really not good.
Yeah.
Strategy 2. Walk quietly. Somehow. Roll stealth, Sarah, and put it in chat. Or Aerolith. Baden gets advantage on stealth in the darkness, so he'll stay just outside the light from Cleoc, and he just kind of blends in with the shadows. I've also got good dark vision, so I'm good at leading.
Let's review the details we know. We came here to rescue dwarves from something necromantic, right?
Correct?
We arrived and the surface had some kind of priesthood.
Some kind. Yeah, I'd say.
And some kind of non-priesthood faction. But regardless, we were sent down this weird tunnel to the plane of Earth and abandoned. Now we have a giant hole in front of us, and we're proceeding to go forward around it.
Correct.
Okay. We will at some point run out of food. Do we expect to find some kind of bridge before then?
We hope to. Our number one priority is not dying at the moment.
Yeah.
Secondary priority is not dying in a week.
You know, that's completely fair.
But yeah, a bridge is part of that second part.
What's frustrating is that the DM thinks that we should be able to figure out his plan and that it's not what it looks like. Because to me, it looks like we're doomed.
Mm-hmm. I think part of the All the Monsters was to guide us this direction. And metagaming part of it, the monsters would have appeared in the opposite direction if we were supposed to go the other way.
So, we know that noise tends to draw monsters.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them burrow,
Mm-hmm.
and wherever they come in large quantities.
Except for the gigantic one. But that's an exception so far.
Right. Which kind of makes sense. The big ones are big enough to be by themselves.
Yeah.
This seems like a very violent place to be,
Mm-hmm.
this plane of Earth. Have you walked through a forest and, a horde of rabbits attacked a horde of deer?
No.
No, that doesn't happen.
We are the horde of rabbits in this case.
No, what I'm saying is we're in a fundamentally more dangerous place than I expected.
Yes. 100% agree with you there.
Yeah.
Hopefully the reward for this quest is more than 5,000.
Do we have the means of causing loud noises away from us,
Yonovan?
beyond Yanovan's coconuts? Do we have a minor illusion cantrip
Thaumaturgy?
that might do it? So I figure that we try and go stealthily, and if we get found out and it doesn't look good for us, um, we create a loud noise away from us to attempt to distract them to cover any further escape. I don't necessarily want to use this plan, but it's a desperate times call for desperate measures type thing because um, we may make a loud noise away from us, but that may attract.
That would draw more. Yeah.
It would draw more, hopefully, to that spot, but they could also still come from the tunnel we're trying to run from.
Yes.
But it's an idea that we can
That is an idea.
potentially use.
Is it possible there exists a bridge that's simply something we can't see? Note that the tunnel was only detected because we had a light source.
Yeah.
Does
It is
that
possible.
make sense to any of you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't make sense to me. I thought our dark vision would allow us to just see anything that's there.
Yeah.
So I'm confused.
We should have seen something in our
Well, I had my
travels.
light going when we walked down that tunnel the first
Mhm.
time.
So the other option
Okay.
is that it was a freshly burrowed tunnel.
Hmm. Why would necromancy be on the plane of Earth?
Displaced lick.
Because
Which
they weren't actually zombies.
They're just slow medics. Don't be so hateful.
are just what?
Slow medics.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Because people are buried in Earth.
What do you think all these creatures eat all the time?
Oy.
Does Ryu's devil sight see through illusions? Is there any kind of illusion that could be blocking our way?
That's interesting.
Possible. I mean, I kind of thought that
Just give me a little
the
bit of time.
zombie
I want
thing-
secrets.
The zombie creatures were kind of the necromantic thing, but I have no idea really. Also, throwing the idea out there, we keep encountering these large groups of enemies. Who thinks that Yanovan should make a mortar for the coconuts to get some range with them?
Aye.
I don't know.
In a cavern that's 60 feet high.
Yeah.
A
Catapult,
mortar is unlikely to
howitzer.
be a good weapon. There's setup time and
Rocket propelled coconut.
I mean, a mortar in a forward direction at a lower angle would sounds pretty good too.
A large tube with a bunch of force powder behind it. The coconut in the front.
Potato cannon, anyone? Just stick a coconut in instead. I don't think potatoes would be a good shrapnel sort of thing.
I honestly have no clue, in character or out of character, how to get out of here. My best strategy would be to keep running until we got hungry. Probably.
I think that's a good idea. Quietly walking, looking for a place to rest that is a good ways away.
What I wouldn't give for some nice friendly wizard to show up.
Yep, that would be nice.
Is anyone close to their god?
No.
I mean, your god's not from the Earth plane, Yanovan?
Oh, bollocks. Not from the flat Earth plane. Jeez.
I think it's possible for Cookie to send himself home. But I don't know where
Nice.
that would end up being. The problem with a spell such as Plane Shift is you never know where you're going to go.
So, summary from strategic planning. We're going to run quietly and stealthily
Mm-hmm.
until we feel like we've reached a safe place, at which point we can short rest at minimum.
Oh, we don't need to. We can short rest on the run, literally.
Can we? If
Yes.
so, that'd be good.
Yes, a short rest is just an hour without combat, basically.
Okay.
I
don't think
sure
that's-
about that.
Yeah.
If you can show that or get that to happen, I'm all for it. Because I'm at 10 hit points. And my shield is not going away for a while.
Sorry about the delays. So, what's the plan? Anything else other than what has been stated so far?
The plan is we die. I mean,
That's an
We're not
interesting
quite
choice.
sure if there's illusions or other things preventing us from seeing the truth. So the plan is kind of to keep going and try to
Watching. Yeah.
find someplace safe to short rest or just rest on the way if possible.
Usually a rest is when you're able to actually rest, which would mean not paying attention. So if you want to walk without paying attention,
I see.
but then you might not, be able to really rest then either since, you don't feel exactly safe.
Ah. A short rest is a period of downtime which a character does nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds.
So yeah, there you go.
I wouldn't say looking around is too much strenuous than that.
Yeah.
Just
Being
kind of
terrified of
looking around.
enemies in the dark is pretty strenuous.
That's true.
So can we even take a short rest down here?
Well, if you can follow the description.
Alright, well, let's go. Because we're not too far from combat yet, so we should go a short ways farther at minimum. I don't think we'll be able to rest well while trying to walk quietly. So let's go ahead and go stealthily for a distance. And we got stealth rolls in the chat.
Okay, so if I got this correct, Ryu's going to scout ahead a bit, while the rest of you slowly move up, following suit, and then see what she's able to find, if anything, and the rest of you are looking for a place to
A safe place.
set up and rest. Yeah, safe. Because if it's not safe, you wouldn't really rest.
Correct.
Yep.
Let's see, so Ryu rolled a whomping 14. Excellent. Oh, Cookie. An 8. Oh my. And Airlith got a
Cleoc at
21.
17.
A 17 for Cleoc, a 15 for...
Yanovan at 15.
Yeah.
And 24 for Baden.
Baden got a 24. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that. Cool.
Did Aerolith row?
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, would that be 2 stealth checks?
It's a good point. Airlith should have 2.
I mean, it could be a piggyback sort of scenario.
I mean,
Yeah, you
that's
know.
what mine is. That's Kitty's.
That's the thing. Kitty technically, rolls as well. Since it's a separate body or entity. But, as long as you don't beat, get lower than an 8, we know who the lowest of the group is.
It seems like a easy target.
And what's the order?
Baden's in front in the dim light. And then there, however they want to be.
Cleoc still has his light source unless he discovers a reason why he shouldn't use it.
So put down a 20 for Kitty then.
Okay. Da-da-da. And thank you for your help on that. Go ahead and line yourselves up. The order. We have Rio here out front, followed by, I believe, Baden somewhere behind her, and then everyone else can follow.
Baden
And it
wants
doesn't
let
have to
the
be
man
exact.
fight.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact spacing. So, I mean, if you want to mark spots of distance, you can always just pop something like that in and say, okay, so they're a distance apart.
Okay.
I imagine
It's
Cleoc
it's
would be
just
out.
to assist with, what comes next.
Yeah.
Cleoc has the light source, so
He would be falling behind with the blind ones.
Well, I will be terrified. So I don't want to be at the end, and I don't want to be at the front. Mid-back, maybe.
So you can be in
Maybe.
front of Cleoc if you wanted.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
And Aerolith could be split.
Watching her own back.
Exactly.
I watch my own back.
You don't watch my back. I watch my back.
All right. And let me see. 20, okay.
And Rio was only going to be in front for a distance until
Yep.
she came back.
And what was Rio's perception for her scouting ahead?
and as far as I know, Rio wasn't scouting ahead, she was scouting behind.
She went behind
She
30
went behind
seconds.
and then she went ahead.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think it was like at 11. 10 or 11.
She went back and saw there's still a skirmish going on, and then said she wanted to scout ahead, since she had double sight and fly on. Do we have a perception roll for her?
I'll re-roll
Are we
it.
using Rio's original roll of 10, or are we doing a new
Shouldn't.
one?
Shouldn't, since you came back to us.
I rolled a 9.
I don't know if Rio's trained in it or not.
I think she said a straight
It was
roll.
a 0.
Yeah.
Give me just a second, I gotta put something together here that's falling apart on my desk. Alright. So, Rio's perception check was what? I want to make sure I got the correct number versus their number.
9.
So, across the way, she noticed, well, not all the way across, but out towards the gully. She notices something moving. She's not able to quite make out what it is, but she saw some movement.
The gully? Like
Across
along.
the canyon, kind of?
Mm-hmm. The canyon.
Okay. Has it transformed into a hoppable gully now?
No, there's been no real transformation.
Darn. Okay.
There's been potential variance in its width, but, you know, you haven't exactly
been
really
a-
saw it.
Still been a spannable Grand Canyon.
Still been at minimum 500 feet or so, probably.
So bigger than the Grand.
We need to investigate anything that might possibly make it easier to cross. Or we need to get out of here. Either way, I'm cool.
I think out of here for now.
No, you don't. No.
Right.
That way is not out of here. It's just
Oh,
more darkness.
true.
How do you plan to get out of here?
Great question.
Whimper.
Whimper and pray.
Alright. So there's that. So that's what she sees on her way out. On her way back, Baden,
Yep.
you would potentially notice movement.
Yep.
Is Ryu on yet or not?
She is not.
Okay. Roll a perception.
Okay. 17? Yeah, 17.
Okay. You see Ryu's coming back towards you, and like cloth or something falls in front of her, and she disappears.
Like a cloth. Okay. We hear nothing.
No.
I mentioned I saw something in front. I'm going to investigate.
What's taking her so long? She should be back by now.
Let's keep moving forward. We'll be there soon. We need to
Cookie.
figure out what happened.
Yeah.
You hear something in your mind.
My.
You cut out right after you said in your.
Oh, I know, I typed it. It helps with the role-playing aspect. I said something so the rest of you knew something was going on, not necessarily so you knew what was going on.
Okay.
How? What? Who said that? Cookie looks around bewildered.
I didn't hear anything.
Huh?
Are you okay?
Betrayer. Looks around. You all look legit to me. I don't know. I just heard a voice say, "Why do you travel with a betrayer?" Pretty sure we have some shady characters, but no betrayers.
So, are you sure it was betrayer and not betray her?
I'm going to ask who the betrayer is, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire where Ryu was.
Okay, so you're up ahead still, and you say that out.
Yes. I'll break my stealth to do it. Since I saw where Ryu disappeared, if it was within 60 feet or so, I will cast the Fairy Fire.
Okay. So, yeah, the rest of you aren't hearing this, but you can tell that something's going on with Cookie.
Cookie, are you all right?
Hey, shh.
Cookie,
I have to
are
hear
you
myself
all
think.
right? Hey, Aerolith, I think the darkness is getting to him. It's getting to me a little bit too, to be honest. I'm trying to hold out hope that I see the sun again, to feel the air beneath my wings, but it's not looking good.
Baden, if you want, you can do an investigation check.
Okay, I will do that. That is a 26. I love expertise.
You're able to move up further, and you find Ryu laying there unconscious, but breathing.
Yes, I know we don't belong.
Okay.
But can you help us leave? Can you help us help them? I don't know what these guys want.
I put
Something's
my hand
talking to
slash
me,
claw on Cookie's shoulder. Hey, are you okay?
No. A voice in my head says we travel with a betrayer. And he says we should go back where we came from. He doesn't understand we came here to help someone. We came here to help the dwarves that were supposedly in that city over there, rescue them from some kind of necromantic thing. But then the people above told us, no, don't do
Cookie?
that. Instead, come
Cookie,
down.
you
take
feel
the
a
boys
nice,
out.
slimy, wet blob strike you on the forehead.
What?
You feel a slimy, wet blob strike you on the forehead.
Yeah, I heard you. I say, what? Or I recoil and dagger out, I guess. What? Look. What? What do I see? Are my friends still around me?
You don't see anything. Yeah, they're all there. You just have this substance running down your head that feels somewhat slimy and moist, and
Guys,
very
what?
similar to something very unpleasant.
Oh, yuck. Look around. Where'd that come from?
Where is the slime coming from?
I don't know. I'm confused, but hey, someone's talking to us, which might mean we won't die.
Something slimy is nearby. What happened? What happened to you, Cookie?
What?
Hey, Baden, where's Rio?
Don't you understand?
Ryu's ahead of us. He's on the ground. He's unconscious.
What'd you do to him?
He
Betrayers.
was like that. There is something near us.
Is anyone gonna do an insight check on Baden?
Go for it.
$22.
You think he totally believes what he's saying. Baden, you're welcome to speak up on your own behalf as well.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth. I saw him disappear, and I got up to him, and he was unconscious.
Well, you're just like weren't making a big deal about it. It's like, yeah, he's down there on the ground.
I'm also hearing whispers, too. Is Ryu's body slimy?
No, it
Uh,
was just under a stone-colored cloak,
Is Ryu
unconscious.
stable?
That's also a good question.
I look around. Can I? Where did Yonovan go?
I'm behind Baden. I'm not far behind Baden.
Sorry, I've been focused all on this conversation. I don't know what you guys have been saying or doing.
So I'm between you and Baden. I'm closer to Baden though.
Yonovan,
Yes.
the voice in my head really hates you and all of your kind.
So
He
is
says you all betrayed. You were all betrayers. They call themselves the Watchers. They are those who watch.
That's so comforting.
That is the definition of watchers.
So I'm not sure. I'm not
Maybe this-
sure what he wants yet, other than us to leave.
I wonder if this is the necromancer that we're supposed to be protecting the doors from.
So
And how do y'all move so quietly? Did we see where the slime came from that landed on Cookie earlier?
Baden, you can roll a medicine check to see that.
Okay.
No one did see where it came from. Cookie just felt it.
8.
8?
Not good medicine.
Yeah, you're not sure. That's a good theory.
Okay.
Well, we have to. If Rio's unconscious, you just left her. We have to go up and.
No, I'm still up next to her.
Oh. So I don't know Rio's unconscious yet.
Well, I've mentioned now quietly that Rio is unconscious.
How far ahead of you are me if you're out of my light source?
30 feet or so. I'm just in the dim light.
Yeah, he's at the edge of the dim light. And so
Yeah.
if you kept moving up after Cookie said something, then eventually Rio
Yes,
will be in the bright light.
I would come up and look at Rio, and seeing that we have no healing at the moment, as long as Rio is still alive, I would give her my 1 health potion that's on my person. Yo, actually, I want to do a medicine check first to make sure that she's not dead, and to make sure that this healing potion would actually help her. That's 11.
An 11, you're able to tell that Ryu is unconscious, stable, breathing, but uncertain necessarily why.
He's got a little puncture mark right here.
That
Don't
she
know what
does.
caused it.
Can someone please roll a religion check?
Do I know who the Watchers are?
It's a title? You're not sure
Do I know?
necessarily.
Okay.
I guys, so this watcher I've been talking with, eh, he's I think there are no other dwarves here.
Okay.
But there is a foul creature that is creating abominations here. We have fought many abominations. Some were created by a device of much evil. Oh, and I think the Watcher guy would be much happier if Yanovan left.
Yanovan, do you know if any
but
thing
we
that
can't
might
really split
consider
the
you an
party.
abomination or wish you to not be around?
I mean, I can make a history check. Or a
Yes.
religion check.
What have
Sure.
the dwarves ever betrayed? Like all dwarves.
The Earth. I don't know. That's what the cultists would say.
19 for history check.
You gotta think, anyone who lives down here might have been down here really long.
What did you get?
19 for a history check.
Yes, I am a strange being. We really...
Can I take a look around for whoever's talking to me?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. That's a 26 perception.
You don't see anyone.
Okay.
However, remembering the cloth you barely were able to find Ryu under, you realize it might be difficult if they're wearing similar material,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they're skilled.
Yes.
I'd like to use the powers of the Force as a monk to meditate and try and use my mind's eye to see them.
That's
Okay,
called
that's a
see
joke. Don't worry about
invisibility.
that.
Don't worry.
So
I need to roll. Nate, what is it? Arcana check? Yes. Arcana check.
Arcana for what?
And at advantage. Please tell me. Oh, good. A 24 Arcana check. Do I know what causes puncture wounds? What kind of a monster?
Sure, with an Arcana check of that, you would know a few.
Would I know
But
anything that
usually
would
they
create
come
an
in pairs
abomination?
because they would have teeth.
Oh,
It's a single mark that they found on Rio.
therefore a weapon strike of some kind.
I'm going to use my healing potion on Rio. I would
Like
have
a
done it
dart.
sooner if Rio was actually here. But
She is fully stable, just unconscious.
So yeah, give her a rest. Let her have her short rest.
Interesting.
you don't get benefits of short rest while unconscious? Question mark.
Who knows?
But she probably got knocked out because of her devil sight. Oh.
Hey, she's back.
So guys, there's only one thing that considers the dwarves a betrayer.
Yeah?
You know what drow are?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, Drugar?
yeah.
Okay, this guy's telling us that we've met some abominations. There's something here that's creating abominations. And there's no dwarves. Hey, let me put this out there. Could we have misinterpreted the original bill?
It's possible.
Could the original bill have been posted by Drugar?
I mean, the text would be similar to dwarvish.
Okay, guys.
Ask
Pretty
him.
much. Here's how I see it, and let's see what you guys say. We can't. They don't like Yonovan, which
Yep.
makes sense. We can't really just take Yonovan back home. So I figure it's we stay here and help them all together, or we leave altogether. Vote?
If I am willing to learn more about what is happening here so that we can assist if we are able and willing. Because someone asked for help and I have no idea who right now.
Well, right now, the voices say that they wouldn't mind help, but they don't want dwarven help.
Well, have you told them the other technical
Well, they can
rules?
hear us talking about all of this. So
It depends on how you're talking. If you're all talking in-game as characters talking to each other,
yeah, we are.
potentially they can hear you since they've responded. If you're talking out of character because your characters know each other and you're trying to strategize as players, no, because your characters aren't actually talking.
I figured we had that conversation in game.
Okay.
So having said that, I would also say in my head,
Well, if our choices are to attempt to help them without Yanovan, or to just up and leave, I would say we up and leave. One, we might be in over our head anyway, based on how the last encounter went. If we have the potential to leave, um, the other one is that we are all together in this, and thus it would be. I believe in the camaraderie of our group. And to be quite frank, if our first combat was any indication, we need Yanovan's help.
Okay, Watchers. We are interested in hearing more. If we're able to help, we are interested. But unfortunately, we come as a group. Jan, our friend, is not safe without apart from the group, and is a vital member of our party in helping keep us alive. If you can set aside your hatreds for a short time.
I'll let you finish, but I got told a message.
Okay.
I was told to move forward until the cave and campfire. Rest there and we will see what the elders say.
Thank you.
Very
And
well.
we'll move forward.
And
for
thank
your
you all
protection.
to the players. Thank you all for humoring that. I figured it might be a better way of doing it than just saying it, and that way
That's
it's
kinda
more of
fun.
a how it would actually be.
Yeah, at first I did not get that they were actually a telepathic conversation. I was just talking.
Thanks to Discord being Discord, I
But-
lost like 3 minutes of that.
But you know what? That was very realistic too, because if someone talked with you telepathy and it sounded like they spoke to you in your mind, you probably would naturally answer out loud.
So did you lose a few minutes? Do you want a quick update?
I want to quick update because I was going to say that we
Okay.
should help them if we could.
Here's the quick update. We talked about it. We all individually said the same things, which was we're a team. It's either all together or not. And they're like, okay, go forward. There's a cave and a campfire in a bit. Rest there and wait to see what the elders say.
Okay. Well, as a dwarf, I understand their disdain, but also, as a group, we've decided to go against the mind flayers. And if these are the people we're supposed to help, we should help them because the mind flayers are the ones that toyed with them in the first place. So they're the reason why the dwarves essentially became outcasts of the dwarves from the history lesson.
Well, then why are the dwarves the betrayers?
Because the dwarves essentially kicked them out of the dwarven settlements, like they disowned them. Because they're no longer, they're dark dwarves. They're not the normal dwarven form. They're not, they look different.
You know, there's this lovely book I have here, Cookie, if you want to borrow it sometime. This really interesting guy that I know bought a copy and let me have it here. So if you would like, you could read it sometime. It has some really good information on this topic.
I think I probably have it on my shelf right here. Which one is it?
Let
The
me
Bolo
look.
or?
It was either Xanathar's or Mordenkainen's. I think it was Mordenkainen's.
He would be the type, wouldn't he? Yeah, Durgar.
Anyway, we move on up to the campfire. Do we wish to revive Rio with a potion?
I'll ask,
yeah.
can we wake her up? Or we just try to wake her up?
Wake up.
Slap, 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 slap. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Oh, once she wakes up, she wakes up.
Cool.
Yeah, so Mordenkainen's has a lot of fun information on that sort of stuff. But yeah, Ryu will wake up when Ryu returns. It's an
Shoot,
easy way to
there's
deal
9
with it.
different versions of a Duker in here. Sorry.
No, that's right. If people are interested in it, I mention it because there's a lot of lore in there. It doesn't mean their player characters would necessarily know, but if players enjoy lore, there's a lot of resources. So, eventually you guys are able to find the location. You notice it because you smell a bit of fire smell, smoke. Not currently burning, but you can smell it in the air of the area.
Cool. Well, so we can't see it, we just smell it?
Well,
To
we have
start
some
with,
light.
once you have the light, you can see it. I'm just saying, like, you notice because you catch the smell
Okay.
shift first. Because if you go from where there's no smell of smoke at all, then you smell like, wait, there is smoke. Where? Oh, hey, look
Okay.
there.
Cool. Then yeah, we'll proceed, I guess.
So you find a small cave area that's off the shelf you've been traveling on. And there's a nice little, looks like makeshift seats and potential bedding areas and a fire pit.
Mm-hmm. Got a bedding area as well?
There's no current bedding there, but it has marks that people use the area for sleeping.
Have we seen any people yet?
No. And the sleeping spaces that you see are smaller than they would be for you. They're on the large end of the small size category.
Cool.
Kind of, dwarf-sized.
I would have thought.
I'm sure no one would have guessed that. So,
Alright. Who wants to rest?
I don't quite want to go home as much as I used to, but I still kind of want to go home. Rest
Home.
is good.
What do you consider home at this point?
oh,
I do believe getting on ship and leaving the plane of flat Earth would work. Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
A valid question, theoretically speaking. He has a point.
That's what
It's not really that I want to go home, it's that I don't want to be here.
so
What? You don't like
we
people talking
yes,
to
we would
you?
like to rest. I don't know how long we can expect to be here, but ideally we'd like to probably take a long rest just so Cookie and Squeaks can get their spell slots back.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have time for that. I don't know if a short rest can turn into a long rest, such that if we have enough time to short rest, but then we get interrupted trying the long rest, do we still get the benefits of short rest? I assume yes, but
Usually.
Alright, so starting a short rest, going to a long rest.
Okay.
start
so
the
you-
fire pit. Cookie heats up our rations. I'm sure.
Yeah, I could do that. Take my mind off of scary things.
Yeah, go for it. Roll a culinary check. See how well you do.
That's the first
See
effort
how
now.
well you use your chef's tools, or what are they? Cooking tools.
With our meager, jerky and whatever comes in
Um,
our explorer's pack type
Do
thing.
I
Hardtack.
I do have expertise.
Expertise is advantage.
No, it's not.
Expertise is
just-
double proficiency.
Double proficiency. Right. Thank you.
Expertise makes your bad rolls still not suck.
11 plus 14.
Nice.
Roll a d10 cookie.
4.
Alright.
4?
Alright. If it's, you mean number 4, or you're saying
Yeah,
asking
the number
for?
4.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, alright, yeah, good. So yeah, what was your skill check total that you made?
14.
Okay, so it's not as good as you've done, but with the provisions you have, it's better than what people expected from these meager provisions.
Yeah.
Since you guys want to do a long rest, Squeaks will tell Cookie that he's going to expend one of his last slots to send the ship a message and let them know that we have all been sent to the plane of Earth and are attempting to complete the contract before we're able to make our way back.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Who does Squeaks actually send this message to? Who does Squeaks like the most that's still on the ship?
Probably the other member of the original group, or closest to that, which would be probably Nurasil.
Saradin or Nurisil?
And then Nurasil would tell Saradin. And then they would basically, tell the rest of the group.
What?
You know, Saradin is such a colorful character. I wonder what would happen if he was in charge of the ship. I know he goofs so often, in the comments, but oh my gosh, I'm a little worried about that.
Captain Saradin.
Oh, great. Now you're giving me worries.
And meanwhile,
You did my
Doran's on the
workshop
ship
with
messing with
guns.
Saradin. Hopefully,
Yes, Doran would be messing with Saradin.
hopefully Freyan is helping him out with that because it'd be amusing.
Nurasil's there as well.
And then Nurisil is too busy being a sun lamp for group.
Oh no, he's probably expending his cantrip repeatedly, telling everyone to play nice and be friends.
No.
Now,
The
Doran, you
Contomaniac
need to be
Freyan
nice.
is never up to any good.
Saradin, you don't need to rip Doran's head off because he played a prank on you.
I think Doran could take on Saradin.
Freyan Fran is probably gonna pants Doran when he's playing the plank on Ceradan.
Freyan, that was not appropriate conduct. Doran,
Anyway,
put the
back to
weapon
main
away. Don't make me summon group.
What Doran would be doing is trying to cheat some of the, well, not necessarily cheat, but perhaps do some games of chance and maybe do a little bit of cheating with various people.
Games of
Doran,
some
I will
chance.
not play chance with you. You always attempt to cheat.
What? No. No, you wound my soul. How dare you make such slander against me?
Oh my gosh.
Very
Anyway,
well. I will document your cheating and deliver a tome to you within the month. It should be approximately 500 pages long in that time frame.
well, at least I kept keeping him busy. I'm very much keeping him busy.
I have assistants.
When I saw that picture, my first thought was baby mind flare
That's what it is.
to
Yep.
the tune of Baby Shark.
Not sure that would quite work.
Eh.
So, let's see if you
I
all
wonder if-
successfully rest. You wonder what, Cleoc?
I wonder if Doran would actually try and kill Nursil if he was really concerned with him being exposed as a potential cheat when he's doing a playing games of chance, or otherwise attempt to persuade. He'd probably try and bribe Nursil first.
Bribes are
Try to
unbecoming of a
bribe
member of the
Nursil.
ship. You will have your wages docked henceforth.
Has low wisdom.
I don't even know what it would take to bribe Nurso.
Where Nerso would
I just have to figure out what he wants.
An ever bright globe of light.
Norso
That
would
doesn't
be
sleep and
extremely
have half
useful.
rations.
Mm-hmm.
Nursa would what?
Norso would just be so useful to have right now.
You mean someone that actually has healing?
No, someone who's a light bulb.
Yeah, you know that too.
Clicks our light bulb for now.
I didn't actually write down on Doran's sheet what I took the charlatan background, so he has some form of either like marked cards or fixed dice or something
Mhm.
on him.
Yeah, Nurasil's second highest ability score is Wisdom. Charisma's higher because of casting ability.
That's nice.
And I'm trained in deception, so he maybe doesn't know any better. And sleight of hand.
Uh-huh. And he'll just cast friends on you. Did you lie to me, Doran?
Honest question. Would Doran tell his good friend that he lied to them?
Well, you see, Doran reflects. I don't know.
Doran, would your mother
Doran can
approve?
probably be pretty. Keep his cards quiet.
The funny thing is that Nursel's version of friends, if it fails, You don't know it failed.
Actually, either way, if it passes or fails, you don't know that you're under the effect of friends. So you don't actually ever know that he casts friends on you.
You've been friend zoned.
Anyway,
literally at any point
we
you can
took
cast
this off.
friends
I
on
took
anyone.
this off topic from our main group.
Yep.
It's all right. I think everyone needed a little bit of a breath of fresh air. So I figured it was perfectly legitimate to allow a bit of offshoot for breathing, so that people can focus better.
That would be a very appropriate cutscene habit, Sheridan. I like it. Party arrives back to find Doran in a cast and crutches. Cookie, what happened to you? Strip poker.
No. Keep in mind, Doran is in a cast. Cookie asks, and Sheridan
Yeah, I
says,
know. And
Yeah,
Sheridan
yeah.
was a strip poker.
because he lost because Doran was cheating.
It's not wise. Yeah, no,
Cheating.
that's what I was going to say. It's not wise to win against a Wookiee.
Yes, it's like
Yeah.
Tactfully lose.
it's because
I still
droids
think
don't
Doran
turn
has a pretty decent chance of beating Sheridan in a fight. Because Sheridan keeps forgetting he has action surge. So.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
So hey,
Aldrin would probably just play games with Doran and be wondering why she lost.
Oh, you would win sometimes. I don't win 100% of the time because it's really hard to beat. People get wary when you win 100% of the time. But if I win 60% of the time, then it's
That's true.
I'm just good at this game.
I was gonna say, it sounds like we're gonna need to do some sparring matches again.
sparring matches can actually be a lot of fun.
That they can.
would you like to run one? We're getting close to the end of the night. If you guys want to run a sparring match, we can do so now. I think it'd be fun.
I missed the Mandalorian sparring match.
Yes, you did. That was great.
I could fight group again, and this time actually use my reaction on having damage. It would probably still end badly for me because freaking Raging Treant Barbarian takes half
Yeah.
damage from me even if I'm sneak attacking him every round.
That's true.
You
Aldrin
would
could be fun
probably
as a
win.
sparring match.
I know that Cleot could win. Take to the sky.
Cleoc could take on a lot of the people on, especially Group, because Group hasn't shown that he has any ranged weapons. So,
Cleoc, would you like to take a range challenge?
I have seen what you have done, my little mousy friend. I don't want to fight you ever. Cleoc has no idea that
66.
Squeaks only has like 22 hit points and could probably one round Squeaks because I can't imagine his AC being very high either.
Well, he is small, and that probably increases it.
Yeah,
tiny
no,
things
he's not small. Small is larger than what he is.
Either way, I
Tiny.
probably still hit 50% of the time. Even though I guess Squeaks might have the shield spell, which would be a reaction, which would
That could be irritating.
dampen my my move
Yeah.
attacking him.
What's your wisdom save?
Cleox?
Yeah.
16.
Your wisdom save is 16?
Oh, wisdom
Wisdom
save.
16. What was your save?
Wisdom save is that's Doran's sheet. Do I need to make a wisdom save?
No. I'm just helping you know something.
I'm kind of confused now.
What's your modifier for saves? So
For
if you roll a
wisdom, it's
save.
+3.
Okay. So more than half the time, you will not be able to hit him because he could just cast Sanctuary.
And that's all hostile acts.
Mm-hmm.
Attacks, yes. You could bypass it with an area magic effect, but that's
No,
not
no,
usable.
no, no. If you read it, you cannot purposely
Target.
hit him. Target them. That includes area of effects.
But
You
he
cannot
can't use that as a
purposely
reaction.
include them.
So Squeaks can't attack me and use Sanctuary in the same turn, right?
Correct.
Correct.
If he attacks you, it breaks it.
He can attack, then use Sanctuary.
Correct.
It's a bonus action.
Oh. And I know how nasty that magic missile is. Especially if he
66.
casts it as especially if he casts it as a level 3 spell.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
So he gets an extra dice on his magic missile anyway, so that would be 5d6
6.
plus 4.
6d6.
6d6
6.
plus 4.
Plus 6.
Plus 6?
66
Yes.
plus 6?
Each dart
right.
is a d6
Each
plus
dart
1,
is a plus.
and he'll have 6 darts at a level 3. So that is 6d6 plus 6.
I've got a decent chance of out initiative Squeak. But Squeak doesn't have that many hit points, so I might
Another
want to.
question.
He's also probably not very good at con saves, so if I do hit Squeak,
You'd be better off going in
of
melee.
50, right?
Hmm?
Just pick him up and fly up in the air and throw him.
Sure, go for it. Reaction, feather fall.
Darn. Those pesky wizards.
Keep in mind, the only damaging spell that he has
He's got room for so many other spells.
is Magic Missile. Well, that's not technically true, because he could go ahead and drop a building on top of you, but...
Linear fighters, quadratic wizards, we know. I mean, I wouldn't want to fight Squeaks anyway, even though mice do make fine meals.
Well, here's the nice thing, is that when we camp here, all Squeaks has to do is he does something with his hands and makes a few noises, and fire's there for everyone to use.
Mm-hmm.
They are very handy.
But Cleoc would certainly eat non-intelligent mice, but Squeaks has nothing to worry about. Unless we go 10 days without finding more food sources.
Well,
Then Squeaks is at risk.
you might not like that option, because he'll just summon a whole ton of familiars in mass, and you can be swarmed by mice biting you.
And when you try and bite back, they just disappear.
Mirror image and familiars all in one. What is this?
Someone who spends too much time planning games for other people, so finds some interesting things.
So, it sounds like we're done for the night.
Yeah.
I didn't know if anyone wanted to duel. People mentioned it.
Let's resolve this, whether we got a long rest or not first, just so we kind of know what's
Oh,
going on.
you did. Yes.
Alright, we got a long rest. Awesome.
The question I was going to ask is, do you guys want to proceed with option A? Or would you like to see what's behind option B?
What is behind option B?
Yeah.
Like, what is option A to begin with?
Your current course of action, or should I go with another route that is possible to transpire?
He's not gonna tell us what they are until we commit.
Well, as you all know, keep in mind the Monty Hall principle. It is always in your favor to switch. Option
Not
B.
Not always.
B.
Well, it depends
Sorry.
on which version of the Monty Hall principle it is. Because there's well, if Monty doesn't know what the outcome is, then yes, we should always switch. If Monty does know what the outcome is, then it doesn't matter. Or we can have Monty from Hell, in which he only offers to switch if the other option is worse than.
Well, yeah, the fact
Then
that is
what we have.
Well, here-
the
here-
probability is better is specific to the formulation of the system in which that they remove one of the bad options, therefore increasing the chances. But
Well, the only
I was
choice I
gonna say-
heard. Oh, what are you saying?
I was just gonna say if option A is gonna take more than 30 minutes, or isn't gonna have a stopping point in 30 minutes, then I vote strongly for B.
You're assuming either would have a stopping point in that period of time.
So
Well-
this is what I know as a character.
I'm assuming
Right now, we are waiting for a response from the Watchers, which Cleok has never heard, but Cookie, who he trusts, who he very much trusts, and Baden a little bit less, but still, Baden's been good to us, have claimed to have been speaking to someone else, and that we were led to a place of safety where we could rest, and that we are waiting for a response from their elders. Right now, we don't have. Right now, based on our previous experiences here, I don't want to go back out there without waiting a response, because I think we're dead either way. So we might as well try and trust somebody, and that they're not just bringing us here to kill us.
it sounded like you said option B was the sparring or some other such stuff.
No.
And since what
This
was
is
option B
storyline.
then?
Storyline is option A or option B.
Okay, so they're either one is storyline.
Yes.
Yeah.
We choose
This
option
is
C.
for him making it.
So, since the only thing mentioned was option B that anyone actually committed to, Cookie, we'll go with option B. So, to give you all a nice,
This
lovely
means absolutely
cliffhanger.
nothing to me.
Lovely cliffhanger for next week to get you all ready. As you wake from your restful time, you notice eyes all around the room, looking at you. And an individual sitting in a throne of sorts that has appeared in the room that was not there before. Sitting in it and looking at you all. As you wake and turn towards him, he says, "Greetings, Seekers. We have much to talk about. And I'll see you all next week."
We never told
Get
you our
your
name.
butt back in here, you.
These guys can talk to our brains, so maybe they know who we are. I don't know.
It's not a trooper.
Cool. Do we
All
know
right.
this?
Really excited.
We'll pick up there next week as you guys talk to this mysterious stranger who's popped in for option B. Good job, Cookie.
Can Rio see them well?
Oh, you can see all of them.
What
Can
have
I
I done?
identify them?
What have I done?
Well, I will say the figures that are partially embedded in the walls all the way around you look very familiar to a bit of a horde you saw up the hall. But we will see you guys next
Zombie-like
week.
ones?
Kind of. And we will see what happens.
Okay.
Yay!
Hey guys, I feel like an obligatory quote. What does not kill you makes you stranger.
This is true.